What's up, real MVPs? Ricky Widmer here, and welcome into another video here on MVP Entertainment. I am joined with my beautiful co-host, Dave Oster.
Hey, everybody.
Dave, we're here doing something different. Usually I'm like, oh, we're on the MVP Sports channel, we're doing something with sports, but you and I are doing something very differently today, talking about Titans, our favorite show, well, one of our favorite shows. On HBO Max, used to be on DC Universe. Now, Dave, it's a Max original.
Yeah, I did. They put a lot of emphasis into that at the beginning of each episode.
You have to. You got your Netflix originals, your Disney Plus originals, now your Max originals, because right now I think this is like one of the main Max originals that HBO Max even has. Before we get into everything, though, if you like what we're doing, hit that sub button down below and let us know what you guys thought of the episodes. Dave, episodes 1, 2, and 3 dropped, which first thing I'll ask you is, are you surprised like I am that HBO Max, like HBO Max has been uber generous with their subscribers, where Disney Plus is like, okay, a movie comes out, oh, you can get it on Disney Plus, but you gotta pay $30. Where Max is like, oh, by the way, you want Suicide Squad? Here, just have it for free.
I mean, that did work out nicely, and I think it got a lot of people to buy in during Christmas time. That was their big push was, hey, we're going to do co-releases throughout the year on this stuff, so if you guys want in, now is the time to do it. And that's what I did. I mean, they had me for the year at that point. I was done, locked up.
Were you surprised that they did all 3 episodes, though?
No, after watching
all 3, but like 3 at once.
When I saw it was there, I was like, "This is awesome!" And then when I watched it, I understood why it was 3 episodes. They wanted to just grab you and make sure you could not let go for the rest of the season. That's what it did. It literally was like it was a lock that like if you weren't interested, anybody who watched the first episode, you're gonna like, "Oh, I'll just keep watching. Like, we'll see where it goes from here." To get through 3, because there's only 3 out, and that's not that big of an investment, but. By the time you end with that 3rd episode, you are not going to... There's no way you're not coming back for episode 4. You're not going to not watch episode 4 at that point.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see...
Are we getting another 3-pack, or are we going 1 by 1 now?
So, it is going to be 1 by 1.
Okay.
So, like, Wikipedia only has the next one as the 4th episode, but I want to see really quick if they have listed, like, how many episodes like the season's gonna be, because I thought it was like in like even if it's a 10 episode season, I'm like, damn, you gave away 30%.
I think that last season was 13 or so or maybe even 14.
So if it's 13, that makes sense then. So it's like, okay, we're giving you 1 through 3 and then we still have 9 left, which usually
something like that.
Usually series run like, hey, here's 10, we get 1 a week, you get 10 weeks, boom. That's your series, but this entire 1 through 3, I will say, first off, there is spoilers, obviously, for the first 3 Titans episodes, so if you haven't watched them, hit pause. We will be here waiting for you guys, but Dave, let's go into what you thought of it overall. You said it reeled you in.
Yep.
Is it because of how episode 3 ended, though? Yep. Or was it actually all 3 episodes were entertaining and pulled you in and wanted you to keep watching?
I mean, look, okay, episode 3 did secure my viewership. Like, I'm a nerd. I'm going to watch this stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, by the time I finished episode 3, I literally went and I clicked. I was like, please be a next button. I want to click the next episode right now to see what happens. Because they hit you with such a hard finish to episode 3. And spoilers on the table, Hank dies. That was the episode 3 cliffhanger. And not even a cliffhanger, it was just, we just flat out had Dawn murder Hank. Not intentionally, but that's how it came down.
Right as Superboy finishes 0 fail rate, he's going in, okay. And then just, that was a cool effect. Having him come in the blast, like... He's like into the blast of like, oh no,
it was straight out of Superman. They literally grabbed that. I think it was one of the Superman movies had that effect where Superman and then an explosion in front of him and like the fire through the scene. It looked really good, but I mean that was it hurt, but it also emphasized like how serious this is because it's you can't have a situation where you have a villain but there are no consequences. You know, like. Literally, this was the like, oh shit, this is for real moment because last season we lost Donna, Donna Troy. But then literally to start the season off, it was like, oh, well, we're going to go try to revive her. That is exactly where our missing Titan is. Raven is off trying to revive Donna. We don't know if it'll work or not. Obviously, we haven't seen that update yet.
So I'm going to ask you, there was a little like sneak peek at the end of 3 where they showed some things, and they did show Raven in like a white cloak. And I thought in there it looked like Donna with a sword. Do you think, like, are they going to bring Donna back? Like, are they going to do what comic books do? And like, well,
probably.
No death is ever a death. Hank ain't dead. Don't worry, guys.
I'm pretty sure Hank's dead. I think that one's going to stick. I think Donna, they're probably going to go back and fix that. I think that's a get out of jail free card right there in my mind. But again, like, I liked our stakes. You know, I like the history got back. And I know I kind of like went at the end first. I literally gave you like this was the like, there's no coming back from this moment of this first 3 episodes of the season. But like the season starts off and we literally have like this amazing setup to what should be an awesome story arc around the Red Hood.
Yeah.
And instead, what we got was a 5-minute handshake and like, well, that's the Red Hood story right there. Don't even worry about the mystery, the intrigue, the setup, the whatever. Like, it just felt so rushed. I want to ask you, Ricky.
Yeah.
The Joker scene.
You're talking about the very beginning.
The very beginning. The Joker scene. What did you think of that? And the choice to not show the Joker, really.
I liked it. Like, to me, I had to rewind and watch it. I liked that they didn't show the Joker. The laugh kind of sounded a little fake, but like I could
wasn't quite Hamill.
Yeah, it could get past that. But like I'm like, okay, I like that because this is Titans. This is not a Batman thing. So if like we know that the Joker kills Jason Todd, all you got to do is show me that. You don't need to like show the Clown Prince himself. We already like have reference of him from season 1 where I'm fine with the silhouette of him just with the crowbar hitting.
Am I weird for saying that I think they should have gone harder with that?
Yes. Instead of
I think it should have stayed on it.
Like he should have just been
until it got uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like I wanted that to last longer until I felt physically uncomfortable. That's the emotion you should get out of that because that's how the story feels when you read the comics. That's how the story was when you watch the animated video.
You feel that way, Dave. Under the Red Hood, when he's just hitting him with the crowbar, you're like, all right, Joe, enough. Like, we get it. Enough. And he's just wailing on him.
You feel uneasy inside. And I didn't, I felt like that was cut short.
Yeah.
And I think that's literally, like, the trend that happened throughout the season. It felt like I was emotionally cut short of payouts that just didn't happen.
I did not. The first 2 episodes were not as good. The 3rd episode was the best episode out of all 3. I just like the thing with the Red Hood, and that's pretty much the biggest thing of these 3 episodes is that could have been longer. The thing I also didn't like, and I'll ask you what you thought of this. I didn't like how it was Bruce is like, I'm going somewhere. I'm not going to be home till the morning. Stand down. Because to me, the whole thing with Death in the Family and even Under the Red Hood is, I get it. This is Titans, not Batman. And this is kind of where they're shoehorned to where it's like, we're telling a Batman story with the Titans, which I think is why they had to make some of the choices they did. But I wanted that, like, where it almost seemed like Batman doesn't even care. Like, whatever, don't do it. And then, like, even when Jason died, I don't care. Maybe that's just, like, they're saying that's the way he grieved. But I wanted that opening credit of, like, Batman going to, like, turn the jet around. I got to go save him. And then Batman come. They're going at it. And, like, Batman comes and he's too late. And I wanted to see that. I wanted to see that iconic, him holding Jason Todd in his arms as he's dead.
Yeah, I completely agree in that respect. I think that the emotions, what they chose to show out of Batman was, it was par for the character for what they did show, but then, like, the hard switch, you know, it was the, like, he's a stone cold, down to business guy as far as Gotham is concerned. So the moment that, Jason was killed off, like, he literally didn't have a thing. And they set the tone for that by saying the conversation with Barbara. Barbara and Dick are talking, and he's like talking to her about it, and she brings up, like, never talked about, my father. Yeah. Not once. Commissioner Gordon passing, never been talked about. Like, he's not that person. Mm-hmm. So it kind of set that tone of, like, this is not unexpected behavior out of Batman or Bruce. Mm-hmm. And then it felt like the world just shifted so quickly. That conversation in their house, because, again, Dick begs her, hey, talk to him, please. We need to have, whatever. And it's like, it starts off, they're all sitting around the fire.
Dave, it wasn't a please. It was, what the fuck? I thought I asked you for help here.
Well, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
So that's the thing. They're all reminiscing about the good times with Jason, and like, oh man, the little knucklehead that he was. Like, we still love him.
Watch your language, Captain America style.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, she just unloaded on him and was like the emotional, like, you're fucking sick. You know that, right? And like, all of that happened, and you're right. Dick was totally like, this is not what I asked for. Okay, what I clearly wanted was
what
like,
he needs right now.
Yep. And that felt like the push, and that was the thing. That was the push over the edge that got Batman to commit his own, go against his own code. Now, I know that you're a big guy as far as Batman and his code and how writers like to play around with that. Like, what did you think about him being pushed over the line by Barbara? In my opinion, it was like 50-50 Barbara, 50-50 Dick talking to him. Because it felt like the blame. They were like, look, man, this is on you for letting him be around this long.
Well, I mean, me with Batman, like I told you before we started recording, is what is with directors and producers now wanting an edgy Batman that's like, dude, he kills, he carries around guns. Because I know there's some comics out there where like Batman has carried a gun, but the whole thing I've liked about Batman, maybe it's because we're animated series, like that's what
we grew up on the original animated series. Yeah,
Batman was always in the Red Hood. It was either the Red Hood story arc or the death of the family. There's actually in the comics that like Jason Todd has the talk with Batman where he's like, what killed me is he did this to me. And you rather him live. And Dick was kind of doing the same thing of like,
it was the end of Red Hood.
Why did you have him locked up? Like, why do you let him come out? You need him. And it's like, I do like the duality, and like the Dark Knight kind of hit this too of like Batman and Joker need each other. It's the dog chasing the car. Without the car, what's the dog going to do? It doesn't know what to do. So Batman and Joker need each other. But Batman never crossed that line. Because like you said, in Under the Red Hood at the end is, if I cross that line, I ain't ever coming back. And Batman knows that. To where like when he crossed the line in this one, I'm intrigued to see what happens. Because he actually crossed the line. But there's a part of me that's like, I want Batman to be strong enough to not cross that line. Because he's Batman. And he knows that if he crosses that line, he ain't coming back.
And in that respect, we watch Batman step away in this season where he literally walks in, wakes up Dick, drops the crowbar, and just be a better Batman. Out. Like, that to me was like a, the fuck is going on moment. Like, I did not expect that to happen. I did not expect Batman to kill. That was a jaw-dropping moment for me. And then I was like, maybe this is like... No, that can't be.
He's testing, like, Dave.
This is a fucked up thing, and it kind of caught me by surprise. So the fact that Batman has basically exited the story, like you said, they're adapting a Batman story for the Titans' point of view.
Yeah.
So that's sort of their way out, almost in some respects. That hey, Batman's now out of the story, but that takes away from the emotional fucking crush of Batman having to deal with the Red Hood, having to play the fucking world's greatest detective to figure out who the Red Hood is, what he's doing, why he's doing it, and then the reveal at the end of the day, and that soul-crushing moment. And we didn't get any of that. And that to me was a kick in the dick.
The Red Hood should have been all of season 3. Am I wrong? Or at least half of it?
At least half. One episode to go from death to reveal is bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
The other thing, and this is me nitpicking, so if you've ever watched like a Johnny and Ricky review, there's usually one thing in everything I watch that I'm like, I would have done that differently.
Yeah.
Did the way Jason Todd's body did not end up in the grave, did that bug you at all? Or was that like, okay, they explained it? Because that is something I would adapt a little. I think they could have adapted it differently.
Can you expand on that? What do you mean by not end up in the grave? Like when Dick dug it up?
Yeah, where there's no... Because, like, to me, I think it's stupid that Batman... How would Batman not check...
Well, that's the whole thing. He didn't in the Red Hood. That was the big thing, was when he came back, he literally, like, he was so sick of the thought of Jason being killed because of his own choice that he couldn't bear to look at it. Like, it was one of those things where he could not check it himself. Okay. And that's why the case with the actual Red Hood was, Jason was switched out, and obviously Ra's al Ghul in that situation, which here we seemingly have written off that option with a one-liner by Dick saying, oh, no, I forget where he said he was at, but no, Ra's is busy over here. Yeah. And it was like, I mean, that's, again...
so dumb, because, like, Jason Todd has such a history with not even Ra's, but Talia. Yeah. Where it's like... Because, like, the thing I was thinking about is, yet again, drawing from the comics, and I know that everything's not going to be exactly the comics, but, like, their whole thing was they had to change the original Jason Todd storyline, and they had something with, like, Superboy's punches, like, Infinite Crisis changed everything to where... It's one of the coolest panels that I've seen of, like, Jason Todd actually coming out of the grave. To where I was like, it would have been cool if, because of the chemical he was working on, if that fucked with him to where it's like, yet again, if we saw Batman holding him and being like, oh my God, he's dead. And then, to me, having a scene where, oh no, the chemical, like, just brings him back. And actually, like, seeing a hand come out. That would have been so much better than, hey, let's watch the security tapes.
Yep, that guy cares about the morgue.
Yep, faulty camera, man. Like, that's just something where I'm like, small, but yet again, it would have, like, I think it would have been, yet again, would have been cooler. But yet again, how they did the beginning, they couldn't have done that if they did it how they did at the very beginning.
Right. I feel like I was cheated emotionally by how it was a speed run.
Yeah.
Of like the Red Hood story.
Boom, he hits him in the face. Crack man.
There's the reveal, and that was frustrating. And again, it's just like I don't get the choice to speed run it. I don't know why. What else is going on? Obviously, we're only 3 episodes in, but like that could have been expanded upon and really drawn upon so much more. But then as the show continued, we got some fun scenes too.
Yep.
A little bit of balance. Obviously, Hank to start the season as a bike cop. It is about the funniest goddamn thing.
The assault tactical shorts, Dave.
I thought they were like pursuit shorts, right? Or what was the name?
I thought it was
tactical pursuit shorts or something.
Yeah, that's it. Because Dick's like, so I heard you were in bicycle shorts.
Sure.
No, they're tactical pursuit shorts.
Yeah, that was... I think he had a fun season for a short run, obviously, but
you ask a lot of questions, Todd, with 1D.
I think he was a standout, like, he brought the comedy, he brought the fun, and he made it not so serious at times, which was really good balance, because, again, as everything else is going wrong, he is just that, like, you know what? I got this. I got this. He keeps telling himself, even though he knew that, like, hey, he clearly shouldn't be putting himself out there anymore, but he wanted to be the guy, so that was interesting.
He wanted to Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to change topic, so what did you think of Barbara? Because when they said Commissioner Gordon, like, I did not expect it to be her at the point, and then already post Death in the Family.
So...
I'm sorry, not post Death in the Family. Post the crippling.
Yeah.
Whatever, so the gunshot.
I knew she was Commissioner because in the trailer, they showed her as Commissioner. They did the same thing. Commissioner Gordon, and then, like, they show her. So
okay, like, see, I didn't even see that one.
I'm like, oh, so she's commissioner, to where it's like, there's a part of me to where I feel like, yet again, like you, I'm cheated. Like, Commissioner Gordon isn't Commissioner Gordon. Yep. But the way they did Batman, I guess it makes sense. Like, if Batman's actually going to kill the Joker and say, I'm done, he can't have any, like, Alfred's dead, yep. Gordon's dead. Like, he can't have any ties back to Gotham, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously the new killer he was asking about was Jason.
Like, was it, though?
Was it not Red Hood, do you think?
I think it could be somebody else.
Okay.
I think that's the thing is, because we've already blown the Red Hood load so early in the season.
Can I ask you this? Could it be Hush because of the cellophane?
Everybody's saying Hush.
Because the cellophane around the head?
Yep. Yeah, that's what everyone's assuming Hush.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because I just assumed it was like, oh, Red Hood. Because that was right after we saw the classic Red Hood scene, which was one of the only thing that they nailed about Red Hood, where he's like, check the bag and it's all the heads in it.
Yeah,
and he's
like, that was good. Yeah,
like that was classic, like Red Hood, right out of comics and Under the Red Hood. But like, I didn't know. Did you have a problem with Commissioner Gordon?
I was like,
because this means she wasn't Oracle ever, right?
I'm reading the thing and I wanted to find out because it bugged me. It was the Killing Joke scene where she gets shot in the spine, but in this one she just has one leg. So we don't know if that was we don't really have that whole storyline yet, unless I'm missing something. I think
she mentioned something about like, oh, what Joker did to me. Like, there was a mention of it, but they didn't really go into it.
Okay. I like that they're playing on the past relationship of her and Dick, and they're kind of teasing that out there as like, she did something out of character and kind of gave him leeway that she wouldn't have given to Batman. Yeah. She's like, it's like, okay, this is emotional for all of them, and like it's impossible to separate that out. So I like the way that was played out. Obviously, her going off at Batman and just calling him a psychopath for what he is, and rightfully so. That all actually played out really well. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I just kind of wish we got to see like a little bit of like Batgirl flashbacks, and I hope we still will.
Yeah,
at some point.
Got to see her in the costume.
Yeah, that's sort of the only thing I'm like, okay, like it would have been cool to have like some sort of like how they did the flashbacks of like Hawk, Dove, and Robin. Yep. From back in the day. Like I wish we'd gotten to see like her with that crew. But
maybe we won't. Because like here's the thing: we know from the trailer, Dick Grayson is going to be Batman in this because we've seen him in the costume in the trailer. Before I ask you something that's actually going ahead to episode 4 and kind of like a speculation thing, what did you think of the third Robin tease that we got?
Oh, yep.
Where it was the kid delivering dumplings on the bike.
Tim Drake.
And after he talks, it's like, Tim. It's like right away. I'm like, this is Tim Drake. This is Tim Drake.
Yep.
He's
a Batman fanboy. Like they gave up the Batman fanboy thing with the bike, and I was like, okay, where's this going? And then you're right. You heard Tim. I was like, Tim Drake, great. The season's gonna end with Tim Drake as Robin. I've already got it planted in my head. That's where it's finishing.
With Dick and Tim.
Dick is Batman.
Do you think Bruce comes back?
I don't think so.
Right? Because Dick's got to be the leader at the Titans, right?
I think Dick is going to be Batman, and you're going to see the Titans on their own for season 4.
Season 4 will not have Dick in it, obviously.
I think he'll be a supporting role as Batman, for the occasional visit. But also, and again, I rewatched seasons 1 and 2 into season 3 this week. I marathoned the shit out of it because I love it. I was surprised they didn't play up Dick's mental schism break thing more after seeing Jason through the corner of the mask. Like the fact that he was freaked out and was like, I gotta go check. Like, I'm gonna dig up a fucking grave. Yeah. Why didn't any of the Titans, I wanted one of the Titans to come out there and try to interrupt him and be like, what the fuck are you doing, Dick? Like, you're crazy. All this stuff, and him start seeing shit again. Fall back into that. And I know a lot of people are like, well, no, he's beyond that now. I'm like, no.
Talking about like
keep playing
the schisms he had where it was like flashbacks to
where he's seeing Bruce.
Yeah,
he's just seeing exist where Bruce clearly doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's talking
like it's a part of his own brain because he's got such a fucked up situation going on. Like the fact that he leaned on that and like it almost broke his sanity. Like that's kind of the thing. I'm like, we could easily just go right back into that with this. Like he sees someone who is dead, clearly dead, and then like, how do you react to that? Like this is the problem with the timing. There's no time to breathe. It was so urgent on the timeline that it like I said, it took away so much emotion and so much potential from that, and just it threw it out the fucking window.
So I'm gonna workshop this right now. So you're saying he's digging up the grave. When he opens it up and looks at it, nothing's there. You just hear you hear Jason go, "What are you looking for, Dick?" And like maybe he has a conversation with Jason, and Jason's not fucking there. It's all in Dick's head. Like he's like the same thing we saw with him and Bruce, but it's him and Jason now.
What if he saw a body in there, and then he like sighs, and then Jason opens his eyes and goes, "What are you looking for, Dick?"
Oh, that would be even better.
Like
so you just took it and you made it just a little bit better. Just open. What are you looking for, Dick? And then he could get started.
Like you give it like the hard pause. Like give it the long pause. Like he breathes a sigh of relief. He's like, I knew what I saw couldn't have been real. Like just that. And then he just boom. What are you looking for, Dick? And then you just let it run from there. Like that is a goosebump moment that there's so many of these things they could have done better. And I hate to be like that like angry nerd who criticizes shit. I'm just like, I would have done it a different way because maybe I hold the storyline of the Red Hood and higher like priority than what the story they're trying to tell here is. We don't know. We don't know what else they're trying to do. Like we've got the preview of the Scarecrow so far, and he is in the Hannibal Lecter role of a criminal advisor. And I think that's unique and it's fun, and it gives him and Dick a little playful banter as Dick is a drug dealer.
What is Dick Dave?
He's a drug dealer. Dick is literally pumping him, for information for weed. Like, okay, clearly the Scarecrow knows stuff that's going on that he's not talking about. Like, what are the strings is he pulling? But we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I like aspects of it, but I think they missed out on so much because they're trying to speed run storylines.
Yeah, one small thing I did like before I ask you the next question I was going to do is Beast Boy. I love the scene when he's watching different animals.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Raven like she's there, but she's not. Because the thing I love is like, yes, let's experiment with Beast Boy. I want to see him turn into something that's not a tiger.
Thank you. I'm so fucking sick of it.
Beast Boy. Like, actually be Beast Boy. And like, because like, you get that line of like, oh man, Superboy, can I have your autograph? Well, you want mine too, right? Nah, Super's kind of where like he just calls him a
can't top Super.
Yeah, and it's like, oh man, well you can turn into a tiger. You're technically a super too. You've got powers.
Didn't Marvel play off that with like Ant-Man once?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it felt familiar. I laughed, but it did definitely. I like the fact that Nightwing is not public though. Like that was a very clear. He's like, they're talking to the cops, they're sharing tips and stuff, and like Starfire's over there having an interview with the media, and he's just like, not the game I play.
Yeah,
like that's not how Batman and I do things.
Bruce and I always disappeared before the cops could show up. Well, maybe that's why the media was so bad.
Yeah.
So,
what did you think about Gotham as a whole?
They kind of got down. Like, I didn't have any problem. Like, the cops when they stopped Tim, crooked cops. So, like, cool. They got that. Dark and dingy. It's like, all right, I guess. Like, the whole thing is, like, I didn't get enough of Gotham to be like, did they screw it up?
Gotcha.
It's just like hey, this is like what people would depict Gotham. Did you have a problem with it?
No, I was
when Dave asks a question, Dave's like, I have a problem with this. I want to know what you think.
I don't have a problem with it. I kind of enjoyed it because I got that feeling of like they're trying to make it somewhere between like Chicago and like Baltimore.
Yep.
It's a little bit, like you got like you get the vibes of both of those cities kind of in there. They're trying to make it like extremely crime ridden. Obviously, there's bad areas in every city, but like really emphasizing that, and like with the taxi driver, the conversation like as he's like trying to get to somewhere, he's like, yeah, I don't go there anymore. Like, I enjoyed that. The hotel scene or motel scene.
Yeah.
I mean that one, the whole like mental game there again. I'm sorry, I'm going back to the previous season. But yeah,
I was gonna say
I'm literally going back. Yeah,
there was a bank scene in this one, and this is one thought that just popped into my head. This is yet again harping. I am harping on that they totally sped through Red Hood stuff. So you know how like the Nightwing thing, I got to talk to Nightwing, and then Scarecrow goes, "Oh well, the back it was written on a manual from a chess
book." Yeah,
and they find out it's like everything has to do with birds. You know what they could have done if they didn't rush through it? That would have been like, yet again, this is if we didn't know Jason Todd was Red Hood, like. He could have said a line where you could have still done the thing with Dove where he's got the detonator and he's like, all you got to do is kill me. And then boom, you get your love and joy. Like play into that too of like Dove, like not wanting him, but wanting him. And then Red Hood could be toying because obviously Jason knows that they're in love and they're connected. But like even before like she goes to do it, like Dick could have said something and Jason could have looked at him and gone, what's another red bird dead? And then click, boom. Like that, and that would have been like, oh my God, it's another like hint of like, oh, is it Jason? And then Dick could put it together. The reason why I think they rushed through it though, Dave, is because I think they set themselves up for too much in season 3, in season 3, because a lot of the trailer after was the Starfire. Like, I get it. You have a lot of different characters. So, like, this is, like, mainly Dick and Batman's story.
Yep.
And now it seems like we're going to get we got a little bit of Starfire stuff with the, like, with her having her, like, visions and, like, how she would just walk around, like, talking in her native language and stuff and trying to blow up Superman and... Do you have faith that they're going to do that properly? The Starfire, Blackfire, after seeing the first 3 episodes with the Red Hood story arc?
I think that it's promising because I think that it's a situation where I don't have the same emotional attachment to that storyline. So I will definitely be much less critical of it. I don't have a baseline where I'm a super big fucking fan of Nightwing. I love the fucking Red Hood story, which, I think that's something people brought up that I kind of didn't think about was like, did they explain the Red Hood well enough for people who didn't know who the Red Hood was before this? No, not really. They expected you to know exactly what you were getting before you got it.
You're right. Because the only thing in the last seasons we got was when Jason Todd was at Donna's funeral and he drives off. People like us were like, oh my God, Red Hood, let's fucking go.
Yep. And all they said was, oh, well, that was Joker's name when he first started out. And now it's like, oh, so we just explained the whole thing in a one-liner? Cool. That seems to be par for the course.
Yeah.
Write off Ra's al Ghul with a one-liner. Write off the fucking backstory of the Red Hood with a one-liner. Don't give us a clip. Don't give us anything. Like, God damn you had so much to work on. And that is why I think that the Starfire line will probably be better for me because I don't have that same emotional attachment. So whether it will actually be better or worse, I can't tell you, but I believe I will receive it better as a viewer because I don't have the same emotional attachment. I know you are someone who has a very different perspective, though, on Starfire.
Here's my, so first off, if you guys are new, I'm not a fan of this version of Starfire, and Dave and I have talked to where my version of Starfire is more cartoon series based, where
Teen Titans.
I like the Teen Titans version. Bubbly, the one that, like, I feel like in this Titans, Starfire understands Earth better than the actual people who grew up on Earth, which I was like, what? An alien understands what we do better than us ourselves? But, like, her attitude has never been Starfire to me. But, like, I've kind of put that, like, aside of, like, I understand this now. I'm not going to go off on a rant about it. My prediction for the rest of this series is when we get to the season finale and we end that episode, we will look back on this season as a you know what they did with Blackfire wasn't bad, but they put too much into this, where it's like they should have said, hey, we're gonna do stuff with the Red Hood, we're gonna let that marinate and let that kind of flow to where even if it takes up 5 episodes, it takes up 5 episodes, and then do the Blackfire stuff. I feel like they rushed through all of this. So it's like, okay, we can get to that Blackfire stuff that we had at the end of, because it was the end of season 2 with the whole like escape pod, Starfire and Dick, like we had that, and then it's like, okay, let's get right back to that and brush over all this Red Hood stuff that we accidentally found ourselves in.
I'm with you with that. I hope they do a good job on it, but do you think, as we talk about the end of what the season could be, I mean, we have Blackfire, we have Scarecrow so far as our known villains, potentially Hush, potentially a resolution to the Red Hood line. We don't know.
Donna Troy coming back.
Donna Troy being revived. Raven having some role in this season at some point. Yeah. We have to assume. Do you want the end of the Red Hood run to end with? Do you want him killed? Do you want him redeemed? Do you want him jailed? And to remain as a villain ongoing in the series? Because I've seen people go very different directions with this.
So I want him to be redeemed. And the reason why I say that, I'm going to open up my phone real quick because I have to do 2 seconds of research. Because I was watching stuff today before we did this. I'm like, I want to refresh myself on the Red Hood storyline from the comics. Because there was some things to where I'm like, at some points I was like, are they even being true to the character at this point? There were parts that were him, there were parts that weren't, but there's what I would love for them to do, and this is depending on if there's going to be a Titans 4, because you mentioned if there's a Titans season 4, the Titans go on without Dick.
Yeah, the torch should be passed. Dick should be Batman, and then you should have a new leader of the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And in theory, is it Tim Drake? Could be. We also are missing we're also missing a Robin in this series.
You know what I think they should do?
Yep.
And this is I was thinking back to, because there was a Teen Titans comic that Mark and I read when we did a graphic conversation. And the main roster, Nightwing wasn't a part of Titans anymore. He was too old. Starfire was also not a part of Titans. It was Cyborg, Donna Troy, I think maybe Superboy and like Beast Boy. Like it was only like four members. And they could do that. They could bring Cyborg over from after they do Doom Patrol season 2. Right. Cyborg can come over and like finally be a part of the Titans. I would love for the end of this season of Titans to redeem Red Hood, and if we take Dick and Starfire away, like the Blackfire thing be her end of the Titans. Yeah, I would love it. Sets up a potential another original series of the Outlaws. Red Hood, Starfire, and then you introduce Arsenal. Because Red Hood and Starfire already have a connect. They know each other already from what you set up in Titans. You would just have to introduce Arsenal in that first season. Well, they did mention
Harper already. Like he's been name dropped in the series, so
I mean,
it's not unthinkable.
I would like that. Like it set you up for another series. I don't know if they would do a series of like Dick Grayson and Tim Drake as Batman.
It depends if the money runs in, or runs out, I should say.
If it makes money, they'll do it, Dave.
That's all I'm hearing is for the next couple of years. If it's a superhero saga, if they make money, they're gonna keep making it. So
yeah, like
interesting though. You're thinking redemption arc though.
Like that. Are you thinking? Are you on the other side? Because you said
I want him to stay a villain.
Okay.
I want him to remain a villain. I don't want him killed off necessarily. I want him to remain a threat. I'm not saying a la the Joker and forever, but like it shouldn't be a one and done. That's my thought. Yeah. He is such a fun character because he has that like he knows these people in and out already, or at least he thinks he does. And he also sees the crime in Gotham a different way, you know, where he came in, dropped the heads, and he's like, I get a cut of this, and you know what? I'm gonna just keep running crime in Gotham, or I'm gonna do that. Like, let him be, you know, a big bad in Gotham for a while and exist. Yeah. Again, I'm pissed that they speed ran this arc, so I want to extend that out by letting him, like, he'll be put in jail or whatever, because that would be what Batman would want, and he would want to reach him or whatever. But he gets out, you know, crime boss kind of style. Let him do his own thing, you know?
What's interesting is what you can do, and yet again, this is if another series is like your goal.
Yeah.
You do a series based off of this Titans where Dick and Tim Drake are your Batman and Robin.
Yep.
But Red Hood is a villain in it, not a la Joker, but this is where we get to see, like, the side of Red Hood, like, from the comics where he's, like, trying to fuck over Black Mask and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We actually get a Black Mask isn't that piece of shit Black Mask that we saw in Birds of Prey. I'm sorry, didn't like him in Birds of Prey.
Yeah, I agree.
Like what was it, Ethan Hawke Black
Mask?
Yeah,
it was dumb as fuck.
It was not Black Mask.
I actually like that, because we have him be, like, an anti-hero and try to clean up Gotham his way. And it's that, like, you could, you know, toss morality in there and be like, does Batman have to save villains from him?
Also him and Dick, of, like, Dick is like, dude, you're not doing it right. I'll do it my way. Your way doesn't fucking work. I was on your side. It doesn't work.
Yep. So, all right, that's where yes.
And then you could have Titans be like, you bring Cyborg in. If you bring Cyborg in and you have, like, Donna Troy back, you can have basically Beast Boy, Raven, Superboy, Cyborg, and Raven.
Could get Blue Beetle at some point too.
Blue Beetle, like, yet again, Dave, do they want him to be TV or do they want movie? Because
depends on which version of Blue Beetle you're doing. Are they going with V1 and we're gonna have him as a kid, or going with him as an older character? Like, we could do a couple different routes. I'm just saying, like, I think that Blue Beetle fits into, you know, Justice League Junior.
Good point.
Or Teen Titans. Or Titans, I'm sorry.
Good point. This one, so if you're thinking this, you're like, guys, wow, this was a long fucking video. This is basically like 3 of these in one day.
3 episode recaps, yeah.
We had a lot. Like, Dave and I are going to do these for each episode of Titans because we love it. And they're not going to drop 3. If they drop 4, 5, and 6 next Thursday, Dave, I'm just going to be like, what the...
Ricky, I'll just send you a message, like, come over, we're going to watch it and record it, like, back to back. This is coming out, you know, we're recording this on Sunday night. We did not expect a 3 drop.
Yeah, I mean, this is one where I think they'll go back to just the 1 a week now as well. Obviously, if you like this, hit that subscribe button so you can keep more in tune to what we're doing here on MVP Entertainment. If you want to support us, check out our Patreon page. That is down below. And join our Discord. We're talking movies and TV in the Discord. Dave has actually wanted to do movie watch-alongs, or is he just asking the Discord what movies he should watch? Like, it's either one of the two with Dave. But
maybe a bit of both.
We do watch-alongs. That's Patreon. $1 gets you into those voice channels in our Discord. But the Discord's for free. You can join that below and get in all the conversations. Thank you guys for doing everything that you guys do. Tell us what you think of Titans so far down below. And Dave and I will catch you next week.